Hi my loves, welcome to this video. My name is Gazal Kothari if you don't know me already, and I'm engaged. Just kidding. Today I'll be showing you how to get this super easy yet super glam wedding makeup look if you're getting married anytime soon. Congratulations and all the best. I wish you a lifetime of happiness. So let's get started. Hair out of the face. It's a matching hairband, guys. Now, the most important thing is your skin prep. Your skin has to look flawless, and then your makeup has to look flawless. I mean, when your skin looks flawless, it feels good, the makeup is automatically going to sit well. I have already used a serum on my face, and I would strongly recommend using products that you've been testing for a month, and you know that they're going to sit well on your skin and not react. And for moisturizer, now again, if you're not a daily toner, serum, moisturizer kind of person, you don't have to kind of go out and buy it just for one day. If your skin is doing good, you're good to go. For moisturizer, I'm going to use the Blue Nectar moisturizer. It is anti-aging. I can't really speak for that, but it's a nice thick moisturizer, and me being a dry skin baby, I think I need all the hydration that I can get. If you're using an eye cream, great. I don't really use a separate eye cream. I just kind of take a little bit of this thing extra and kind of go under my eyes. Now again, you don't want to over moisturize yourself because then the foundation might just slip and slide, etc. Now when it comes to primers are important. If you have a particular problematic area, if you have open pores or super dry, super oily, otherwise you don't really need a primer. So it's just to basically combat a particular problem that you might be facing. So for me, it is the Blue Heaven primer. I have pores. Now this doesn't completely fill in my pores, but it does blur out my skin, which I like. I will be starting with my eyes simply because I know I want to use some glitter and maybe like a darker red color or something of that sort, and I don't want it to fall on my face and ruin my foundation. So I'm just going to use some concealer on my lid. And again, don't go in with excess concealer because it's liquid and the oils from your eyelids will eventually break it down. So if you're using excess of it, your eyeshadow might fall apart quickly. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Now I know this works for me, so I don't really need to splurge on like a concealer that might be super bougie or whatever. I tried and tested. Again, on your D-Day, use whatever products that work for you and have been working for you, and make sure they're not really expired. I mean, that's duh. Now I went in with a lighter color simply because I do want my colors to pop on my eyes. But again, I know some people use like almost a white colored concealer, but I'm okay with this. It works for me. My colors pop. Now for the eyes, I don't like a very smoky eye, with browns and blacks. I am more of a brights kind of gal. So I have two options right here, and you can do a smoky with this look, this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be taking a super small brush simply because I have hooded eyes, which means I don't have a lot of lid space. So I don't want to like work in bigger areas. I will go small. I will go slowly and in smaller areas and then build it up. So first I'm going to take this transition shade. Always start with a transition shade. I'm just going to very lightly because I don't want the full pigment at once. Just super lightly blending it. Next, I'm going to pick up this red color right here. Tap off the excess always. I'm going to focus it on the outer corner, and I'm going to focus it in a V shape. You can go rounded if that's the kind of look you're going for, but I personally like a V cat-eyed shape. So I'm just going to focus it, and I'm also going to blend it in with the transition shade in my crease. Now this is as red as I want it to be. I'm going to go in with some glitter on the lid. From the Reloaded palette, I'm going to go in with this kind of a pressed, glitter shimmer thing. I'm going to use this brush. It comes with those palettes, and I like glitter either with, the fingers or with these kinds of brushes. It just applies more intensely. So I'm just going to pick it up, not dab off the excess because pura hi nikal jayega. And just in small strokes, I can already feel it coming down my face because of the nature of this glitter. Now again, super small strokes, don't swipe it, just work in smaller motions. Now once you've placed it, and made that kind of boundary thing, you can go in with your finger and just intensify it thoda sa. And I'm taking the brush with which we packed on the red, and with no extra product, I'm just going to blend both the colors because I don't want there to be a line glitter itna part and itna red. That line doesn't have to be there, it has to be very gradient. Now this is how gradient I like it to be. If you're having trouble blending it, you can take the upper part slightly outside and then make like this angle to the glitter so that it looks blended anyway. I'll do my other eye and I'll be right back. Now I would recommend a napkin or a dry tissue to get rid of the fallout. Try to avoid using wet wipes simply because you'll rub off your skin prep as well. And besides, I'm not sure wet wipes are good for your skin as something on which you put your makeup. So I would suggest you wash your face with water or something and then skin prep again if you're using a wet wipe, but try to avoid it and just go in with a napkin in smaller strokes, because if I'm wiping it, you get it all over your face anyway. So just smaller strokes and just like pick it up. Now, I've seen people go all over the face with an orange corrector. You don't need it. 90% of the times your dark circles don't need color correcting. I will tell you that. However, if you do, you just take a little bit of color corrector, a peach color corrector, and I am using a peach lipstick, which you can use. Don't use red because that's just going to be like too much. And like I said, 90% of the times you might not even need it. So it's just going to come through your concealer if you don't really require it. So let's just stick to light peach colors and color correct only where you really require it. Now the normal areas of darkness is around the mouth, a little on the chin, and that's it. You really don't need any more color correcting. When it comes to foundations, I would recommend use foundations which you've been using. That goes for everything. But again, use something with a pump. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me because I stand by this foundation. I'm just going to take one pump for now because I think that's going to be enough. When it comes to foundation, I'm a very minimum foundation gal because I am. And especially be careful where you have texture. Now you cannot hide texture, right? If you have boils or bumps on your face, you're not going to be able to hide it. So use minimum product there. If there's a lot of redness, you can go with the concealer, but minimum product on bumps and everything, because excess product is just going to emphasize it. It will sit in those bumps, etc. over the time, and it's not going to look cute. And I will recommend going in with a beauty sponge simply because it gives a super flawless finish. Especially if you're dry, you need like that damp beauty blender thing. Start from the center of your face and then move outwards. And always dab, even if you're using a brush, try dabbing it and not moving the product around. This is what one pump has covered with a beauty blender, so I'm just going to take half a pump more and I'm going to cover the rest of my face. Don't forget the ends of your face and bring it out on your ear. very lightly on the forehead. The hairline, don't forget the hairline, because chances are your hair will be pulled back if you're doing the bun and whatever. So we don't want, your hairline to be very weird. And now that I have foundation on, I now know where I want to conceal. So I would prefer foundation before concealer. But again, you do you, boo. For concealer, I'm gonna take the Pack Take Cover Concealer. I am in the shade Butterscotch. This is the exact match for me and my skin tone. I am not going to brighten my under eyes because that's just going to take another layer of concealer, and I don't want to do that. I would rather go in with a brightening powder. And if you're not going too close to your eye, it's okay because we still have to fill in the lower lash line. I am going to set it all with a loose powder on my damp beauty sponge. I am not baking. I don't stand by it because I've seen it crease really bad on people, and you don't want that on your wedding day. So yeah. Now that I'm done with my base, I want to finish my eyes simply because then I will understand how much contour I need, how much bronze, blush, highlighter, whatever it is. So let's just finish the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take the red which I have put on the outer corner, and I'm just going to put it all here. With a slightly fluffier brush, I'm going into this transition shade that we took, and I'm going to put it underneath just so that it looks blended and it's not just a red line under my eyes. Now, because I have hooded eyes, I'm not going in for lashes. The only lashes I have are super dramatic, and if I, put that, my whole eyeshadow is not going to be seen until and unless I look down, which I don't want. And I'm just going to add in mascara. You can go in with a winged eyeliner, but I'm pretty happy with this. So, mascara. Now, I usually don't curl my lashes, but since it's D-Day, I'm just going to give it like a little bit of curl. I'm gonna curl from the bottom first, then go in slightly upper, and then even more upper. I'm gonna take L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and I'm just gonna coat my eyelashes. Now for a fuller effect, you wiggle and roll. You wiggle and roll. Wiggle and roll. Now that I am done with mascara, I hope you can see it. I am going to contour a little and then blush. For contour, I'm going to take this contour palette by Makeup Revolution and this contour brush. It's an angled brush. This is from Wet n Wild. I'm going to go in with the lighter shade here. Just feel the hollow of your cheekbone. If you want to go higher, you can go slightly higher. Now I'm going to take it a little higher because I have a more rounded face and I want it to look snatched. So you can also, it's preferable that you go like this, but since I am comfortable and, I've practiced it, I'm okay going from here to here. Now with an angled brush, you usually go in with one direction strokes, not blended, otherwise it will get patchy in the center. So that's it. And you blend it upwards. Once you've placed it, you never go downwards. You stay up. Like this. I'm also going to go into my hairline. I don't have a bigger forehead. If you do, you can completely contour as you wish, but I just need to match the contours of my face, right? So if there's a shadow here, there has to be that shadow over here too. So just for the color purposes, I'm just going in on the very outer corners of my hairline. Now, if you have a bigger area here, you can contour, this part. I don't have that much, so I'm not doing it. I've just kind of blended it into my hairline. Now, the double chin. Now, with the chin, you blend downwards, right? We want to hide like this area and create a shadow there. Now for blush, I don't really like my pinks and peaches and reds mixed together. If you know me, you know that. So I'm going for a more browny kind of a blush from this Savannah palette. And I'm gonna take this smaller brush, with like a very light kind of a hand, because I don't want to be um, overly blushing, so I just need like a light flush of color. And if you're like a blue or a pink bride, I think a pink blush or more peachier blush will look really nice on you. But I'm just gonna go with this neutral kind of color. My nose, I love blush on my nose. It looks so good. A little bit on my chin, just to kind of tie it together, and on my forehead. Now, since my eyes are so golden and so is my outfit, I will go in with a golden highlighter. I have two options right here. One is the Maybelline Master Chrome and one is this K Beauty highlighter. This is in Sunlit Gold. Super golden, but I don't really like this as much as I like this one. This looks super natural. Not really, but it's not really, chunky glitter. And I'm going in with like a thicker brush so that I can get like all over kind of a glow. The trick with highlighter is you apply it once and then you kind of keep blending it. It's called strobing, I believe. So you keep on, with whatever product you have, you kind of rub it in to, get the glow out. Gorgeous. Now again, if you have a lot of texture, you use a smaller brush and you concentrate it on areas where you don't have texture. I don't have all that much texture, which is why I'm just going to go in on my high points like usual. Now some people prefer highlighting this area. I really don't like that. I completely forgot to do my brows. I'm going to take the Artisto liner by Blue Heaven and I'm just going to fill it in and not really overline, underline, because we don't want, flash photography and those DSLR photos and everything capturing like a fake brow. Now the same highlighter on a thinner brush, I'm just going to put it on my inner corner very lightly. I don't want it to be, I want it to pop, but the area has to be really small. It can't be like a bigger round, on the inside of your eye. Has to be a teeny tiny like dot of gold. And the brow bone. Don't just do this line and leave it, kind of blend it well so that it looks just glowy and not. I'm gonna set my spray. I'm gonna set my face with this Faces Canada setting spray. If you're wearing liner and if you open your eyes, the liner might just get here and there. So keep your eyes closed for a bit after you do the setting spray. And I usually don't wear my red outfits with red lipsticks, but it's a shadi, supposedly. I think let's go with red. Let's do this. Now with red lipstick, you have to be very careful. So I'm just going to line my lips real quick. When it comes to lipsticks, you can pick nude, red, whatever, but if you're not very confident about overlining your lips, don't do it. It's, it's your day. We're celebrating you. Everyone is celebrating you. Just be yourself. You don't need to, kind of overline, underline, anything of that sort. Even the same thing with your brows, the same thing with, your lips, etc., etc. And this is the makeup. And let me be right back. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments what else you want to see, and I'll see you next time. Bye.